DA, we need to talk about Yusuf Cassim. There have been a lot of complaints about him since he was appointed Deputy Minister of Higher Education, and many of your members, including Dean McPherson, Celias Brink, Andrew Whitfield, and Jared Delport, among others, have come out in defense of him, saying you condemn Islamophobia. Now, we understand that there may be some people who are indeed Islamophobic, and of course that should be condemned. It's wrong to have any kind of hatred of anybody, just for their religion, or their creed, or their background. But the issue with Yusuf Cassim goes far beyond that. The issue with him is incredibly real, and you need to address it if you are the responsible political party you claim to be. Now, for those who haven't, I've uploaded an important video in which I investigate Yusuf Cassim's behavior, specifically when it comes to Middle East politics and the sort of garb that he wears, which is actually quite controversial, and certain of his problematic ties to problematic organizations that the DA should not condone and should not be associated with. You claim to be neutral on the two-state solution and on the Israel-Palestine conflict. You always express a lot of caution when it comes to speaking about the ICJ case and the accusations of genocide. And in that same sense, as John Steenhuisen once explained, you can't be a party expected to wave an Israeli flag or a Palestinian flag. And yet, in your upper echelons of power, you have somebody who is so viciously anti-Israel that he has attempted to assassinate, in the political sense, one of his colleagues. When Mpho Palatse was MMC in Johannesburg, Yusuf Cassim laid charges against her for simply expressing that she is friendly to Israel and Israelis are welcome in Johannesburg. There is nothing controversial about what she said. Everybody should be welcome in Johannesburg, and replace the name Israel with any other country. Would you have had a problem? Yet the vicious, vile political assassin Yusuf Cassim decided that he is going to jeopardize Mpho Palatse's career by laying charges against her. And do you know what Herman Mashaba, your mayor at the time, ended up doing? He reinstated her rightfully because those accusations against her were baseless. And let's not forget that Mpho Palatse went on to become the mayor of Johannesburg. Yusuf Cassim has been involved in the BDS during Israel Apartheid Week. You had nothing to say about that, or perhaps you never did your homework. And after a trip to Israel, he went on to Radio Islam and said, no, it's an apartheid state, which is utter bollocks. And let's not forget that other people such as Musi Maimane were also on that trip. How come they didn't think it was an apartheid state? This is a person with a dangerous agenda. And then, of course, there's the fact that he was once working with the Muslim Judicial Council, which is an extremist group. It's not a mainstream Muslim group. And they are headed by none other than Riyad Fattar, the same Riyad Fattar that Leon Schreiber decided to shake hands with and had a photo op with. And who is that? That is the man who at a Cape Town rally after October the 7th declared, I am Hamas, Cape Town is Hamas, viva Hamas, viva. Either you condone this kind of attack against my community, my people, because you never stood up for Jack Bloom when there was anti-Semitic rhetoric under his announcement on social media. So either you are somebody who stands for that, or you guys have not done your homework at all. When Ronaldo Gous made a mistake years ago, and of course it was bad, and of course he needed to apologize, you threw him out of the party as if he was nothing to you. And his intention was not to harm people. His intention was innocent, although of course, yes, he made a massive mistake. But you never gave him a shot at redemption. What are you going to do with Cassim? Are you going to simply say to me, oh, well, it was a long time ago, let's forget about it? Because this is somebody who has been incredibly intentional about his political agenda, and you have ignored it every step of the way. Furthermore, you have risen him up, you have lifted him, you have promoted him up to a department where the future of children is at stake. And so I implore you, all of you DA people that stood by him and did not heed my previous warning, I implore you to bring this up to DA leadership and for somebody to actually interrogate him and give him a hearing much like other people have received in the past. Call him to task and get to the bottom of his vile behavior, because ultimately, if you do not, you will be exposing an incredibly ugly, contradictory, hypocritical side of your party that I don't think you want people to see. And let's also just nip another issue in the bud. This isn't just a simple Islamophobic issue. Why do you think that those of us who are in the know and understand the Middle East and are Middle East insiders, why did none of us have a problem when it came to Muslims such as Feroz Kachalia, Zain Dangor, and even your own DA mayoral candidate for eThekwini, Hanif Hussein? Why did none of us have a problem with any of those people? It is because they do not have the history that Yusuf Cassim has. And so I implore you, if you are a DA member, share this video with your leadership. If you are not a DA member, please like it, comment, and share it with whoever you know in order to get the message out here. Because I, for one, will not stand for somebody to be in such a position of authority who is a danger to my community. You can share whatever political or religious beliefs you want. I have no problem with that. But when you come after people and you attempt to be the silent political assassin that attempts to silence and destroy the lives of people who do not share your opinion, then we have a problem. So please, anybody who watches this message, be sure to share it as wide as you can. I thank you.